Welcome to our show, Never Trust a Fart. We are broadcasting on Twitch to begin with, and I take it, I had some music, edited it up, put it on YouTube on every Wednesday, so this will show up on Wednesday. If you would like to be a guest on here, let us know. We will invite you to our Zoom meeting, which is what we're using the format here. That's what this is, Zoom, streamed over to Twitch and then recorded for YouTube. All right, we are now on Twitch. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, we recorded this earlier on a live stream from Twitch, as explained in the intro. I'm Jinx.
I'm Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah. He needs a co-wire.
I got news for you. You're not. You're not going to believe. Did I tell you about the comic books already?
No.
I sat there and I went to an auction, a little small town just south of Tulsa. Vanjie took me, actually. She's the one who found it. And they had all kinds of stuff. I mean, oh, yeah, I did tell you about him because, remember that was the one where the ammunition was being sold throughout the whole thing? You know, the guy, he sat there, he went...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I sat there and I bought 3 long boxes of comic books. Okay? I have since found out one of the comic books...
All I'm seeing is a picture of the COVID thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to... Wow, that's really working against me there.
Spider-Man. I'm seeing that. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to... Okay.
If you use it on you, it's okay.
There we go. All right. This is the first appearance of Black Cat.
Oh, okay.
If you're familiar with Felicia Harding. It's worth a couple $100.
Okay, yeah.
And then... have you ever heard of a character named Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Her first appearance in comic.
Oh, wow. Pretty cool.
That's worth, once I get a slab, we're talking thousands.
No kidding.
Silver
cool.
Surfer?
You got this at an auction?
Yeah. I got 3 long boxes. And then I might, debating if I want to break this one, but I'm going to definitely break the other 3.
Cool.
Yeah, it was for $150 or $180. Breaks down to, with all the comics I got behind me here, it breaks down to about 19 cents a comic.
We had a little place here in town. I never really got into comic books. I still rue the fact that I got rid of my first 3 Star Wars.
Yeah, the first one is actually, I looked it up. That first one was worth, hundreds at least. I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah, that hurt. But I've been looking for Mad magazines. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
I can't find Mad anywhere. Nobody's letting those things go. So,
I got
or if they are, they're letting them go for like $15 a pop.
Let's see here. Star Wars. And issue number 1. Oh, let's see here. It's looking. All right. The very first one. Oh, you don't have Twitch, so you can't see this. Make sure it's the same one. If you were to have, say, just between 0 through 10, where 5 is very good, fine. I'm sorry, it'd be worth 90 cents.
Oh, I feel a little bit better right now.
I don't think this is the right one.
How's that possible? I think it was $1 to begin with.
Yeah, that must not be the right one. Did it have a lightsaber in the middle and 2 aliens on each side?
No, if I remember right, the original one was
that was put out in
Ralph
98.
McQuarrie painting. Oh, okay. No, there was a Ralph McQuarrie painting of Luke holding his lightsaber. The background has the Vader's head, Leia in a sultry legs pose at his feet.
Like she usually does, yeah. Okay, I got one here coming up. It's this has to be the one. Wow, Darth Vader looks green.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, he looks totally. His helmet looks green in the background there.
It does. It's the one, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll do is
And they didn't paint him that well either.
No, God. Vanjie saw the ones I had. 54 and 50. No, that's Star Trek. Never mind. 26. Issue number 26. I actually have in those boxes.
Oh, cool. It goes back in time now. You look at 1960. That was 77 that came out.
Yes.
So 77, 78, somebody had actually started drawing a Star Wars comic strip for the newspapers. It was syndicated.
Uh-huh.
And that was kind of cool to see.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I had a neighbor with whom I had a mad crush with. What was I, 8 years old? So a crush doesn't mean that much then. But I remember it showing R2D2 and C3PO lost in space, attached to some kind of battery pack. That's all I really remember. But my best thing was I always had to go into her house and she could cut one out of the paper for me. And all I wanted to do was just watch her cut that out of the paper, but she cut so beautifully. Oh, Carol, I love you. But anyway.
Okay, and now a 5, very good, fine. Oh, that's weird. If it's raw, in other words, not graded and encapsulated, it's $52. But if it's graded, it's $46.45. And the original price was 30 cents. Now, if you have a mint one, it'd be worth $1,300.
Okay, I collect coins. And I think the grading process is actually, it's kind of a scam. I mean, if I'm going to pay that much money to have it graded, they're going to up the value to make it worthwhile for you to go out and have it graded in the first place.
Exactly.
So I think you're getting a lot of inflated values out of those things.
Yeah,
so,
well...
Yeah, if you get one in mint condition and a sleeve, I think you're doing much better.
Yeah, but to get a mint, that is, very hard. What is the... Oh, yeah, Batman. Let me tell you how much that thing is worth.
By the way, I'm hoping for a plug for Pepsi. They go and pay us for a spot here.
Yeah, there you go. And Sprite. I got Sprite going here.
Okay, well, we can't do that then.
Conflicting.
It's going to go over like a turd in the punch bowl.
Okay, if it's a 5, very good, fine, which I think is far better than that. Raw is 93, slabbed is 168. I think it's somewhere around an 8 or a 9, which means it goes up to around $372 or $455. If they consider it a 10, that's $2,676. But I ain't holding my breath on that.
Now, I'm totally a noob when it comes to comics and all that stuff. I collect coins, I collect political memorabilia, things like that.
Yeah.
But does the value of the book fluctuate depending on the geographical region?
I don't know if it's so much geographical because with the internet, it's across the board now.
Yeah, true.
But a lot of it is supply and demand. If there's, you see all your comics from the 90s, late 80s, 90s, they produced so much because somebody said, hey, these things are worth something. So people started collecting them. And because of that onset of collections, more availability, value went down. Also has to do with the character, because that was the first appearance of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's a popular character, value goes up.
I was going to say, I remember at the Navy base down in San Jose, one of the neighbors of the base, it was in a residential area, and one of the guys had drawn his own comic books, and he handed them out to all the sailors.
Uh-huh.
And he was trying to get in, and it was something about San Jose downtown. So anybody, was it the De Anza Hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Right on the Alameda, or Almaden?
Yeah,
that was a big thing.
Yeah.
It was a very Hispanic superhero in San Jose. And he gave that to us, and I accidentally left it in my base when I moved out. So I left it on my desk. I shouldn't have said that. But I wish I could have had it because it was cool. Because it was a guy's, his own heart and soul he put into it. And, really to me, it wasn't a story I really wanted to keep up with because, I'm not much of a fan of San Jose. But, it's kind of cool to have somebody's magnum opus.
Yeah.
That
the old woulda, coulda, shoulda.
So it's kind of cool. Yeah. I wish I wish I.
Yeah, I was talking to a comic book owner, a comic book store owner. He was telling me about that supply and demand and the popularity. So he says when the next Harley Quinn movie comes out, that's when to drop it quick. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. My favorite character is Nightcrawler of the X-Men, the comic, not any of the movies, because they really did a bad job with him. But his first issue, which is also Wolverine's, Colossus, Storm, all them's first issue, X-Men Giant Size 1, and I pretty much can't touch that without putting down hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, depending on how good of a copy I want. Supply and demand.
One thing I did, I'm curious about, I used to, just because of the person I am, I like collecting controversial things.
Yeah.
So I've got the Land O'Lakes butter box now with the last one of the the Indian maiden or the Native American maiden on board.
Yep.
I've got now an empty bottle of Aunt Jemima syrup that I've cleaned up that I'm putting away. But, it's going to be a controversial thing later on. I want to keep it.
Yeah, did you take the butter out of the...
Remember, I took the butter. Oh, man, I forgot that. But we used the butter up, save the box. Do you remember back in the early 90s, late 80s, there was a Muslim writer named Salman Rushdie?
Yeah.
He created a book called The Satanic Verses.
Yes, and he got
It caused all these...
They put a bounty on his head.
Yeah, they put it was a fatwa out against him.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the first edition of that. And I got it, I put it in wrap and wrapped it up best I could and sealed it and put it away.
Yeah.
So I've got that one. There was another one out that was extremely controversial called the Bell Curve. And it was a very generalized idea of what intelligence looks like on a bell curve. And there were certain races that didn't fare too well on it. So you can see the guys.
Ugh.
And it's not a very appropriate book.
No, don't sound like it at all.
No, it's not a very, it's a scientific hate book.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to put scientific on that, though. It's a hate book.
Well, yeah, okay, let's go for that. It's a hate book.
Yeah.
And, but it's using science as pseudo-fact, what the guy's trying to do.
Pseudo-science.
Yeah, exactly. I got that one, picked it up.
Yeah, because remember they used to think that...
Threw it away.
Yeah, they used to think African Americans were not capable of intelligence because of the shape of their skull or something like that. Some really stupid stuff.
Really stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I read through like one chapter of this book, and I promptly threw it away for that reason. But it reminded me when my father was over in Germany with the army in 1956, I guess.
Uh-huh.
He had a friend who was a former German colonel in their chaplain corps, and he gave him an autographed copy of Mein Kampf.
From Adolf Hitler?
Adolf Hitler had signed this thing.
Wow.
And apparently, my late brother figured he could get a lot of points with a teacher he liked, and he stole it from my father and gave it to the history teacher at your old alma mater.
At Kennedy?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
My brothers and sister went to Kennedy. I would have liked to have seen that one. I wouldn't want to show it off, but I'm curious about what an autographed copy of that would be worth now.
Yeah. Oh, I bet the history teacher's tickled pink at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Well, he got that, and he also got an originally signed copy of the cast copy of the script and songbook that they handed to the individual cast for South Pacific.
Oh, wow.
So, and he got that. It was signed by all the cast.
And your brother gave it to that history teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So that one history teacher scored pretty well. So, and I don't know who the teacher was. But it's gone. It was in my past. I didn't worry about it. You got to remember, my brother was 15 years older than I was. So.
Well, I got a friend on Facebook. He was a history teacher at Kennedy. I'll ask him if he's the recipient or if he knew.
It'd be cool. I mean, if he had to be back in the 74, something like that, when he was a teacher. So
yeah, I don't know.
If you got it, let me know what you got for it.
Yeah. Considering he's still alive, yeah, I got doubts if he was, because I think he was fairly new when I got there.
You can imagine that. I mean, they're talking about controversial books. There were just 3 of them right there.
Yeah, why do kids do that? One time I'm sitting there at home. Okay, this is not nearly the same level. It's like I don't know how your dad felt in comparison, but with the kids, why do they do this? Where I'm sitting there looking for my airsoft rifle. Okay, I had a what was it, a U2 or P2? Is that right? No, P something. P20.
P20. Okay.
Does that sound familiar to an actual rifle?
It sounds like one, but I'm not much of a weapons expert anymore. So.
Yeah, I think it's a P20 automatic rifle. If you're watching, please put it in the comments. I would love to, get this right. Anyways, I'm looking. Yeah, the thing worked beautiful. It's an automatic airsoft. The guys are going to go to this field and shoot it up some. I'm looking for it. And I'm all, where is it? And it's there. Oh, I gave it to my friend. You weren't using it. So, suddenly my stuff is, if it's sitting around, I'm not using it. What else walked away?
Your kids did this?
Yeah.
Your kids did this?
My middle daughter.
Hey. Oh, ouch.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a cheap.
I'm waiting for that to happen right then.
The thing cost me like $100 or $200, so it wasn't cheap. But it was just a toy, so it wasn't, nothing to disown her over.
Yeah, one more, that may be good grounds. But, yeah, I mean, I got a couple of things. 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 I got a cou
If it was actual.
But I don't know the reasoning for my brother doing it. Like I said, no, my father had no interest in the book. Obviously, nothing for the hate, but it was just it was a commodity because it was written by one of the most evil men in our history.
Yeah, it was a piece of history.
And signed by him. So I mean, it might be kind of cool to have. Of course, that would also be the Satan book for dummies too, but written by the author. But to him, it was just a passing thing. He kept it in his little, after you get out of the service, you've got your little bag of your stuff.
Right.
And I think my brother was just trying to score points. It was during the free love era, and I think he might have been failing a class. So if he gives us the team, might have helped out a little bit. So I don't know. My brother was gone. My father's gone. I don't know the story. So.
Yeah, I had to sit there, and I had to turn everything in when I got out of the military. They were quite, okay, you're issued this, yours is this, where is it? Okay, you owe. They did not want me to walk out of there with anything except clothes on my back and personal stuff. If I can prove I bought it, I got it. Yeah, they issued it. They wanted it back.
Well, that's it. When you were stationed over in Germany, you might have found something you liked, a little Gasthaus or something. You picked that up. That was your personal effects. That was kind of what my father had gone through. When he got out, he took his whole duffel bag, everything, and threw it away. He didn't want that stuff. He had his personal effects that he kept in his little souvenir box. But everything else that had to do with the military, he got rid of it.
I couldn't get rid of it. I had to turn it into the quartermaster, and it was accountable for. I wanted
all
that.
All your uniforms too?
Huh?
All your uniforms?
No, not my uniform. Uniforms were mine.
Okay, I think it was...
The clothes on my back were mine. So, my personal effects were mine. But if they issued it to me and it was, I had 4 tent stakes, 2 poles, half a pub tent, they wanted it back. You do know that you only get half a pub tent when you get in the military.
Yeah, shelter half.
Huh?
Love those things. Shelter halves, those are great.
No. Little pup tent, you
don't have one half and then your partner has another half.
Exactly.
You button it together and it's there.
Yeah, you button it together.
They call it a shelter half.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. For us, it was just pup tent and you get half. What cracked me up, though, was when we were actually out there, we had to paint them orange for safety. Okay? And then we had to drive them down below ground because of the camouflage, because the orange would show. So since we're camouflaged, you had to drive them down below the ground level. Why aren't we painting these things black or something,
No, not military intelligence.
Yeah, orange to see them, below to camouflage them. Okay, right.
Well, if you remember Camp Parks in Dublin.
Oh, I remember very well.
Armed Forces Reserve. Yeah, very well. I remember being out there and we were jogging and I didn't have the yellow safety belt on. So I got dinged and the MP tossed me his so I could wear it. And as long as you had that belt on, you could do anything. You were safe. But if you took off that belt, you were going to die. They knew
that was a magic blanket against monsters, yeah.
Yeah. And I just thought it was great because there was a really nasty meme that went around a few years ago of a gentleman in Korea, I think it was, that got in the way of a tank on a bicycle. And you can imagine the likely effects of that. A 60-ton tank versus a 10-pound bicycle and a 110-pound local. It wasn't a very pretty sight.
No.
And somebody took the picture and made underneath the meme, and all you see is this goo all over the place. You couldn't even tell it was a human being at one point other than the color combinations. And somebody said, see, he should have had his safety belt on. He would have walked away from that one.
Yep, it would have been clean. I love the meme of the raccoon that's on the side of the road, and somebody ties a "get well soon" balloon.
Yep.
I'll put that on here in the edit. So YouTube, you're getting a little treat.
Well, actually, I put one on Craigslist a while back of a deer.
Same thing.
On the side of the road, and I put up free. Take it. It's all yours. Might need some work. Used once, or something like that.
Yeah, priceless.
And you do know the place to which we mutually worked. I did put that up for sale one time on the Dollar Saver.
Oh, did you? And no takers.
No takers, but somebody got really mad about it, and I have no idea who did it. I guess they've been closed down for 10 years. I could say it was me. But, I said it was really good condition. It's needed a union.
Oh, ow.
So you can imagine why some people got kind of upset with me.
Yeah, I also found a meme that it's the camouflage truck, and I'll put that on right here. And so you got to check out the YouTube video just for that meme. I ain't going to tell you any more about it.
Okay.
Just remember, camouflage truck for sale. So, anyways.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you probably do.
Okay.
All right, we're showing we're around 35 minutes in. Post-editing, 15. Chop, 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 chop. So if you want to call it for this round, unless you want to keep going and carry on for the week after.
Actually, I got to go because I have to set up. I've got somebody coming over to go try on a couple of uniforms that I'm giving to them and getting her all set up with becoming an officer in my unit. So
okay,
kind
cool.
of expecting that to happen anytime. Let's see, what time is it now?
1:52.
Almost 2 o'clock. So I'm expecting her about 20 minutes or so.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So.
Alrighty then, so let's go ahead and sign off on Twitch. And if you are catching an archive of this or something like that, well, everything's covered in
here.
Huh?
Y'all should have been here if you're catching an archive.
Yeah, we'd love to have some
Next time,
comments, some
come
people. I gotta get some people on here to just get a round robin kind of a thing going.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that we get enough of these built up that they can go through and discover us later on. They're going to find the golden years, the early years of the Bob and Jenks show or Jenks and Bob show, and
Bob and Jenks rolls better.
Pretty soon MGM. Well, yeah, but I'm giving the Inception person the benefit of the doubt. But one of these days when MGM takes up, grabs onto us, or Universal Studios grabs onto us, they'll have enough to work with.
Exactly.
Because damn well, a couple of guys like us, they're going to want us.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they'll get us before long. Okay, my friend.
Everything else does, right?
For those of you on Twitch,
okay, amigo.
Catch you later.
See y'all later.
Thanks for joining us with Never Trust a Fart. If you want to support us, please go on to Patreon. You can see it on the graphic right there on how to get to it. If we call in on Zoom, thank you, Zoom. Record it on Twitch. Then I go ahead and take that recording, edit it, and we place it on YouTube every Wednesday. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you can subscribe, that would definitely help us out. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.